2 years ago, Nelly Korda won the Chevron, played that year at the club at Carlton Woods. It was her second career major title and one of 7 victories for Korda in 2024. Korda is already a winner this year. She started the year strong, taking home the season-opening but weather-shortened Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions for her 16th career LPGA title. Nelly has been nails in 2026, a win, and look at this, folks, 3 runner-up finishes for one of the superstars in professional golf. So, for more on the world number 2, let's bring in Amy Rogers from Houston. Good afternoon, Amy.
Hey there, Damon. Well, you just outlined it there. Nelly Korda finishing second or better in her first 4 starts of the year. I asked her here on site today at the Chevron Championship what it is that she's done well in this early part of the season, and I think her answer was very telling. She didn't say it was her putting. She didn't say it was her driving. It wasn't her ball striking. She said that she has managed her schedule and her body well. I thought that was a really interesting answer that she had to have here as she gets ready for the first major championship of the season, where she arrived refreshed and rested. And that's a departure from years past, as she chose not to play last week at the JM Eagle LA Championship, as it's put her in a tough spot in years past, where she just got in here at difficult times and wasn't able to put in the amount of preparation that she wanted to. Seeing the forecast here, she wanted to arrive early in order to avoid some of the weather that you're seeing here behind me. She went ahead and played a practice round here on Monday to get to know the golf course here. She said that she often likes to rely on her own firsthand experience rather than others, and so that certainly paid off as she got to see the golf course in person here, as much of the practice for people was sidelined here today. Players being called off the golf course for more than 2.5 hours due to inclement weather here in the area. So players just now able to get back out here and get some preparations in, as Korda said that extra time that she's put on better managing her schedule, better managing her body, has put her in a position to be able to put in some more work on her game.
A completely different golf course, and with it being a major championship, you're definitely doing a lot more work around the greens, kind of assessing the risk factors of pin placements, where to hit it, where not to hit it, because there are parts of the greens where there's no chance that you can get a up and down if you do hit it there in the bad part of the green. I mean, it's all about, at the end of the day, your second shot in here, where, you know, if you do miss-hit it, you're hoping to miss-hit it in the safer area so you have a good opportunity to make an up and down. It's also really about assessing the risk factor of going for it or just playing in the middle of the green. You know, some of the par 5s are definitely gettable, so I think you'll see a lot of girls trying to make up a lot of their shots or birdies on par 5s and playing very conservative on the par 3s, and making a par on these par 3s all 4 days in a row is going to really shoot you up the leaderboard.
Korda also went on to say that Memorial Park is very much a second shot golf course. She said that the greens are the largest defense for this golf course with all the contouring, and that you really have to position your ball well into these putting surfaces. Now, Korda has plenty of reason to be optimistic about the current state of her game coming into this week's major championship. An interesting statistic, Korda is just the 3rd player since 1980 to start a season with 4 finishes of first or second. The other 2 to accomplish the feat, Kari Webb and Annika Sorenstam, both Hall of Famers who went on to win the first major championship of the year. So, Damon, if history is any indication, Korda is well positioned heading into this Chevron Championship.
Love that nugget. 2 of the all-time greats in Kari Webb and Annika Sorenstam. Amy Rogers reporting from Houston, where hopefully the weather will continue to improve. Jim Gallagher Jr., what do you make of Nelly's form heading into this week's Chevron?
It's impressive, and you look at last year, no wins, 3 runner-ups, 9 top 10s, and this year win, and then 3 seconds in a row. She didn't go to the Far East. She wanted to stay healthy, work on her game, work on just kind of being ready to go for this swing as she's going through. So you want to say, all right, where's the improvements? What was the change? There were a few statistics that kind of stood out, some big differences from the 2025 season to the 26 season, and we've put a graphic on that. So I think that's one of the things we want to look at. Let's go with the distance. This one really stood out to me. The ranking's about the same, but 13 yards difference, 12 yards difference in distance this year. That's a huge deal, especially with the rain that's forecasted, and we have already down in Houston. Be a big deal. Strokes gained tee to green. Look at the difference right there. Ranking's the same. And this is a small sample. It's only 4 events in 2026, but big improvement. Strokes gained tee to green. Approach, same thing there. And strokes gained off the tee. So, you know, what does that do? Well, it comes into it's her scoring. Well, why do you have these great graphics? You know, this is why. Now, right now we got scoring average. A little bit better this year from 69.44 to 68.27. Look at round 1. Almost a 2-shot difference from last year, this year. The rankings are out there, but I want to look at the actual averages. Round 2, better again, or actually not as good. Round 3, that's the one where it was better. That one really stood out, 66.50. Round 2 in the final round there, so very similar. But you know, she just didn't finish it off last year when she had a chances there, but 3 runner-ups. But when we like to dive into the statistics. Proves in there with her scoring. When you look at the difference in 3 of the 4 rounds, as a big improvement from this season. We'll see what happens. I think she's one of the favorites, but there's a lot of ladies that can win this event. But it's going to be the players that, as they say, good iron players, but distance is going to be a big factor in who's got the length off the tee. It's going to be more of a power game around this golf course, especially with the rain.
Well, she's one of the favorites every week. I want to know if she is the favorite,
yeah.
Jim Gallagher Jr. Is she your favorite?
I would say yes. I think you could pick about a handful of other players, but I think she is. I think just the way she's prepared herself, I think she's mentally ready. I think she's just in a good frame of mind. And you look at the way she's played just in the 4 events. I think she's timed it out properly. Last year, she just didn't get it done. She's a different player this year, more like we saw a couple of years ago when she on that great run and won all those events. But I think this is a perfect golf course for her, a perfect week for her. And she knows she's got to play her best because there's a handful, maybe a dozen players that could win. But like I said, when it gets down to it, it's going to be power and who to get the iron shots in the long run on this golf course.